Am I the a-hole for calling the police on my stepmother? This incident occurred about a year ago now, but I still regret it. I, 18F, reported my stepmother, 43F, to the police when she threw hot coffee on my sister, 15F, then 14 years old. My parents divorced when I was greater than 5 years old, and my dad quickly met a new woman, let's call her Susan, and married her in 2018. They have a son, my half-brother, 9M, and she brought a kid from her previous marriage as well, my stepbrother, 13M. In the beginning, Susan was fine, adjusting to moving in with a guy she had only just met, meeting my sister and I, and adapting to shipping myself, sister, and stepbrother to our other parents, who both lived over an hour away from her house. Once my dad and her moved closer to my mom, my school, and his work, everyone always has to move for dad's work, they began to rent a house. I won't go into the nitty-gritty, but she is terrible. She yells at my sister and I, swears at us and dad, throws things, repeatedly tells us how she wishes my dad never met my mother, and tells my sister and I how bad a person my mom is. Disclaimer, my dad is not perfect. The same yelling and swearing he received is always reciprocated. I believe they would both be happier alone, although I also think every relationship they would have found would end up with their behavior repeating. I'll give you a brief list of the things Susan has done over the years. Sworn at my sis and I, burn a picture of my mother in front of us, thrown containers and crockery at my sister, looked down my sister's shirt when she saw that she had started wearing training bras and yelled at her about it. Pushed my sister, slammed the door of our room so hard a picture fall on the floor and shattered. Left my sister and I at home for upwards of 2 days alone, while my dad was away, with no to tell us what to eat or when she would be back. We were 9 and 7. Driven away before my sister could properly get out of the car when dropping us at our mom's house, making her jump to get out. She sprained her ankles so badly she couldn't walk. There are more, but most of them repeat themselves. It's been nearly 12 years of this. I was already planning to move out ASAP, and will do so in October this year. But it wasn't really me that she targeted, it was always my sister. I'll out it bluntly. I'm the tougher of us. Especially when we were kids. I was a hardcore tomboy. Took martial arts lessons in school, was more mature, eldest sister syndrome, and didn't learn to hold my tongue until 13-ish. My sister was not this. She is sweet and gentle, was willing to see the best in people, and trusted everyone. She was the easy target. She has changed since then. She's become a lot more pessimistic, talks back more, and flips Susan off daily behind her back. Last year, when I was 17L and my sister was 14, Susan was yelling at us about not taking out the bins. She made some snarky comment, and my sister muttered back something. Instead of walking away or telling her to mind her tongue, Susan took the coffee she had just made and threw it on my sister. She uses instant, so it was 90% water. My sister was wearing a windproof jacket at the time, so her back was mostly saved, although it seeped through the fabric quickly. But the back of her neck, over her ears, the sides of her face, and her hands, she had lifted them to take out the bin bag, were covered in the boiling coffee. I started screaming at Susan because I was furious. My sister took off her jacket and was wiping the coffee off her, but her skin was red. Susan didn't take her to a hospital because she didn't think it was bad enough. She started apologizing, but neither of us listened to her. She cleaned my sister's jacket and gave it back to her before she left for school. It was her uniform, and helped her to clean up. That night she apologized again, and gave my sister a hug. I didn't let her hug me. My anger had simmered all day while at school and had reached its limit. I started thinking about all the things Susan had done over the years, how nothing ever changed, how my dad never did anything meaningful to help, and how my sister at 14 had no legal ability to do anything. I'm not a trusting person. I listened to far too much true crime, have seen too much bad in this world, and known too many backstabbing people to trust freely. You have to earn it, and once lost, it is gone forever. Due to my fascination with crime, though, I trust the police. They were the power of the law, and capable of helping. Side note. Teachers in Australia have a duty of care for their students. If they hear or see something that is concerning, they have to report it. My sister had seen the school counselor multiple times, and nothing had happened. So I couldn't go there. I also didn't want to embarrass her in front of her friends. So I made a report to the police and told them the whole story I just wrote down above. As soon as I pressed the submit button, I regretted it. I realized that Susan, who is Russian, would be looked at differently. I thought of her 2 kids, and realized that if this went too fat, she could lose custody of them. As much as I hate her, I don't want to take my brother's mom away from them. But the police actually listened to me. They opened an investigation, spoke to my family, sister, teachers, and everyone. Susan was furious, and blamed my sister for it. She denied it, but Susan was still angry. Susan and Dad hid it from me. So did MT Mum, who was notified. I still haven't told anyone about it. Only my best friend, who wouldn't tell anyone. The whole thing scared Susan, and she hasn't been too bad since. I think she realized that my sister and I don't forget, and that her actions may have consequences. But I also scared my sister and brothers. My sister had never spoken to police before, and now the teachers at our school know something is going on. My brothers thought their mom was going to jail, and my dad, who works for the government, was badly impacted by it. My sister blamed her best friend for telling the police. She was the only one my sister told. They stopped being friends after that, which still eats me alive. Am I the a-hole for doing this? I really scared my whole family, but I also don't regret it. Susan had been nothing but hell for my sister, and I won't forgive her. But I can't help thinking that there were alternatives to the police. I also feel guilty about not telling anyone. But I'm so scared of what they would say. Please tell me what I should do.